Hey, what's up, good people? How you doing? Welcome back to Stock Up with Larry Jones. Do me a favor and hit that like, subscribe, and notification bell right at the open of this. Hey, we're going to talk a little bit about CPI, and I'm going to be looking to short an entire industry. Okay, so we're going to talk about that. But first, make sure you guys join us tonight on Stock Mo's page. Let me see where that is. Here we go. Check this out. Listen, the Stock Squad will be live tonight on Stock Mo's page. We will be starting a portfolio. And as you could see here, you can join us in the Patreon. That will be the actuals. Actually, on this video, that'll be the top link below. Join us on the Patreon as we, the four of us, create these portfolios, and you can follow and hopefully prosper and profit in every one of them. Let's get to it. We had CPI that happened this morning. I'm not going to play it. Everything was pretty much in line, except a month over month. It was high. It did tick higher, all right? Not year over year, but month over month. And most of that was fuel. It was gas, right? Gas prices are going up. We feel that every day. And rent was going up. So rent is expensive, right? Because there was a shorting in the housing. And so people that would have normally bought can't buy now. And so you have to rent. And believe it or not, most of you guys that are out there that are renting, you are paying more than a mortgage by renting. So listen, let's get those credit scores up. Let's get a down payment and let's get you out of that, because at the end of a 10-year period, 20-year period, 30-year period, all you're going to have is a stack of rental receipts and not equity in your investment. Real estate is an investment. Okay. So CPI, that's what happened. It was hot, like I said. So we had two things going on today: CPI, and we also had AI going on. There was a meeting today where you had some of the biggest CEOs in the world. Elon Musk, Mark Zuckerberg, Bill Gates, Sam Altman was all on talking to senators about the dangers of AI. Let's see if I can find that for you. There you have it. Some of the biggest names in some of the richest names, actually. Bill Gates, Elon Musk, Mark Zuckerberg. These are CEOs of some of the biggest companies on the face of the earth. And they had this meeting. Yeah, I'm not going to say anything political. I don't want to get banned, good people. I don't want to get banned. I don't want to get spanked today. I'm not going to say it. Somebody on another network said that Chuck Schumer and all of these guys are just going to ask for more campaign contributions, and then that's how things get passed. All right. You take that with a grain of salt. Take that for whatever you think. And that's what happens. All right. That it is what it is. OK, so there's a few things I want to talk about. And I was listening to the report, and I noticed that airlines are starting to really, really cool off. So I did a deep dive, and not really a deep dive, but I wanted to see a stock that I could short in this market, meaning I'm going to do a put, right? I'm not going to physically short it. I'm going to physically do put options on it. And so I was looking, and I noticed that airlines are cooling off, right? Airlines are cooling off. So what I did was I looked for airlines, and I made this, I compiled this list of airlines. Okay. So let's look. We got American, Delta, United Airlines, okay, Southwest, okay. So these are just a few, right? And as you can see, all of them were down today. American Airlines by the most, right? And that was just today. But if we look over the last 5 days, they're still down. And if we look over the month, look at that. The entire airline industry was down by double digits. All right, let's go to year to date and see what's going on with them. Right, year to date, they're up, right? With the exception of Southwest. Southwest has been horrible this year. I did the entire tour on the Southwest, and yes, it was horrible. Actually, we didn't have every flight was full because they pulled back on flights, but we didn't have any delays. So I'm happy for that. But if you look, the last 6 months, not good for the entire industry. You know, American and Delta kind of balanced each other out, and then everything else is red. But the last month, they are bad. So in the last month, we could have made a lot of money just shorting airline stock. But a lot of people don't know that there's an airline ETF, and it's called JETS Global, US Global JETS, which is an ETF, all right? So let's look at that. As we could see, the same thing. Down for the day, down for the month, right? And down for 6 months. Year to date is up. So if you didn't want to look at individual airline stock, you can literally just buy an ETF, okay? So this is ticker symbol JETS. I didn't do any deep dive on it, but it flows with the airlines, okay? And so if you just wanted one stock to look at, remember, now we got holidays coming up, right? We're 102 days away from Christmas. So 102 days away from Christmas, right? So now, I believe the slowdown will continue, but I believe it will probably ramp up towards the end of the year. So be careful with your options. And if you don't know options, you need to take Stock Up You and learn about options, okay? That'll be the second link below. Come join, listen, invest in yourself and quit tripping and losing money. You could spend 1/10 or 1/20th of the money that you're losing and find out how to make money, okay? So this is the stock that I want you guys to consider. Put it on your watch list to short or to do put options, okay? But here's an entire industry. Look at that. Look at that. For the last 6 months, you would have made money. For the last month, you would have made money. The last week, you would have made money. And the last day, you would have made money, okay? So I just want to put you guys up on that. So a lot of people on the tour asked, hey, where do you get a lot of your plays from? Some of the plays, I showed them some things, and there's some things in the class where I show you how I look for stock. But one of them is very easy. It's actually the Moomoo app. The Moomoo app. So listen, CPI, there was a lot that was in CPI. Some people think it was dead on. Some people think it's, the market should be down more, right? But the market did price in, I believe, these numbers. Sometimes the market, remember, the market is forward looking, and I believe that the market has priced this in. So now a lot of people think that next week the Fed won't be going up on interest rates, but they will do one more, and that will be in the fourth quarter of this year. So they're expecting, there's a percentage that says that the Fed will be going up one more time. But remember, we're going to trade the market that we're in. Larry, do you know if he's going to be going up or not? I don't know, and I'm not going to try to guess, but I'm just going to see at this point. Remember, for 10 interest rates consecutively, I was able to guess. But right now, we're nearing the end. You know, I don't think there will be two more. A lot of people think there'll be two more interest rate hikes. I only believe that there'll be one more interest rate hike. So I want you to listen to Steve Leisman on what he thought about the CPI numbers. I like Steve Leisman from CNBC.
Economics reporter Steve Leisman. Steve, we'll go to you first. It's weird, isn't it? Everything, economists did a pretty good job of forecasting, but it still doesn't kind of causing a little agita.
Yeah, I mean, look, I kind of see good news in this, Joe, and, people can throw things at me if they like, but the thing that stands out to me, I just want to double check this. owner's equivalent rent came down again. I think 0.4 is the number we have, so that's a help. And when I look outside of the energy complex, Joe, it looks like prices are pretty well contained across the board. And by that I mean you did have a pop in airline fares and motor vehicle insurance, which raised transportation services 2%, but medical care services up 0.1%. Some of the other elements in here, used cars fell again 1.2 percentage points. So Rick can go out and get himself another jalopy if he likes. And food at home was pretty well contained at 0.2%. Food away from home, 0.3%. So we're not as yet, and this is why you got to be careful here, seeing a bleed from higher energy services into other prices immediately. There may be other issues down the road. There could be some pop-up in inflation expectations to worry about. But for the moment, the surge we got here is in energy services. And the question becomes whether the Fed finds comfort in the core, which has been coming down. It is a little hotter than expected, as Rick said, but the year-over-year rate has been coming down.
So you heard Steve. I like Steve Leisman because he puts things into perspective, and he's not all over the place like some of the other guys on these networks, especially that one. I like that network. I watch it all the time. I don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. So you guys, let me know. You think the Fed is going up more than 1%? I mean, more than one time, or not at all? You think the Fed is done? I'm in between one more time and done. That's where I am. I want to find out what you guys think by taking a poll. Secondly, I want you guys to tell me what you think about shorting the airline stock or the airline ETF, or is there another indice or industry, should I say, or sector that you believe is just as good to either do a call option or put options on? All right. I want you guys to leave me that. Make sure you check out the links below. Make sure you come and join the Stock Squad tonight on Stock Mo's page. You're going to get a lot of gems. We always do that. And in closing, I want to thank everyone that came out to visit or to meet and greet me in the prospective cities. Now, we're going to do some more cities. We're just going to not do them all back to back because every single morning I was at the airport. And I met you guys with a smile, but let me tell you something. In the morning time, I sound like Barry White, and I've met so many of you guys. I want to thank you all for all of the wonderful gifts, from coffee mugs to tea to honey. You guys who and I'll show some of the gifts later. I just want to thank you all. I do not see you guys as a number. I see you as a name. I want everyone that listens to me to make money. Okay. So that's why I did this tour on my own time and my own dime, because I am a people person and I like to come out and meet you. But at some point I got to get back here. So I did all of those cities for right now, but I'm not going to put them back to back like that again. Maybe, we're going to spread that out a little bit. It was costly on my end, but I wouldn't trade it for anything in the world to meet you guys, and you guys ask me any question you wanted. Someone showed me a portfolio well over $1 million, and congratulations to you, all of the people that are learning something here. So I'm going to leave with a few clips of some of the cities. Again, thank you guys for coming out, and we'll do it again. All right. Make sure you join us tonight over at Stock Mo's. Live, love, laugh, and learn. Hey, good people, Eddie flew up from Dallas to LA to join the family. What's up, good people? Look at the family, look at the familia, look at that. We got everybody in the house. Stocks with Josh.
I always said I wanted to meet Larry, and I finally met you in person. It took me years. Team Grace, I don't care where you at. As soon as I make my money back, make my money, because I learned so much with you in options, I'm coming to wherever you're at, I'll follow.
With the $5 a day coffee mug.
What's up, good people? What's up, good people? All right. Let's take some people. What's up, good people? I would never be in business. And if it was, who listens to my Sunday morning's inspiration? Everybody? And so my dad brought me up in the spirit of service. We served the community with finances, with all of our young life. My brother and I, we were bringing clothes to people, mattresses. People get burned out. We were the first ones. My dad literally rebuilt people's houses and didn't ask for a dime. So what you see is the real deal. I came up in a life of service because of my dad. Would you guys do me a favor and give my dad a hand? Long story.